Welcome to video 19 on Flight Sim Navigation, where we will intercept a VOR radial, this time not having a CDI in our airplane cockpit, but we have an HSI, an horizontal situation indicator, or a Garmin 1000. How did it work with a CDI, a course deviation indicator? We want to intercept the 30 radial of a VOR as an example. Then on this CDI we turn the OBS knob until 30 is here at the top of the arrow. And this whole scale rotates if I turn this knob. Then we look at the needle. If the needle is to the right, we add 45 degrees. So in this case 75 heading is perfect for intercept. Yeah, that looks good over here. And then if the needle is to the other side, to the left, then we subtract 45, and in this case that will give us 345 as the perfect intercept heading. And looking at this example here, that looks perfect. That was how it worked with a CDI, but an HSI, that's a little bit different instrument, a more advanced instrument actually. If we have an HSI in our cockpit, then this scale, we cannot rotate it with this knob over here, because the scale is the compass. It will rotate automatically and always shows us our heading. In this case, with an HSI, when we rotate this knob, we rotate the yellow arrow over here. And that, well, that's not a big difference, just a little bit of a difference. So when we want to find a VOR, and that's what I did over here, I rotated this button until the needle is perfectly one straight line. This middle bar is actually in the middle. And then I can read out over here the heading to fly to the VOR or from the VOR. That depends on this white to or from arrow over here. But that's not what we want in this video. We want to intercept a certain radial. So what can we do then? Well, over here is an example. I'm flying over here, and what I want to do is intercept this 30 radial. What I do is rotate the knob until the arrow is pointing at 30. Yeah, we cannot quite see it here on the scale, but this is north, this is 60, so the middle here is 30. Then we have a look at where the rest of my needle is. It's obviously not a straight line. The rest of my needle is over here at the right. Right means at 45 degrees. So there we go, 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, and I end up at 75 degrees as being a nice intercept angle. Well, let's have a look. I am now at 105 and I'm going to change my heading to 75, and yes, that looks like a nice intercept angle for this radial. Let's do one other example. I'm now flying over here and I want to intercept the 30 radial. I rotate this knob over here until my needle points at 30, and then I look where the bar is. It is in this case at the left of my needle. I subtract 45, 30 minus 45 is 345, or I can also try to read it out over here. Look what happens if I turn my heading to 345. Well, that looks, yeah, it's going off the map, but it looks like a very nice intercept course for this 30 radial. Okay, one more example, just quick. Rotate the knob wherever you fly. Rotate the knob until the needle points at 30, which in this example is the desired intercept radial. Then we look where the rest of my needle is. It's over here to the left. That means I subtract 45, 10, 20, 30, 40, 45. I end up at 345 as being the best heading to fly to intercept, and that looks good. I am here now 345. That is a perfect intercept heading for this 30 radial. This is the theory. Let's have an example in practice. Right, here we are flying happily around. Let's have a quick look at the map to get some idea where we are. Here is our airplane, our heading is 100, and here is the Bruno VOR, and what I try to accomplish is to intercept the 0 radial of this VOR. And obviously because I am far south of Bruno, I am going to intercept a 180 radial, but inbound, which is the same as the 0 outbound. And that is what we try to accomplish. Let's have a look at our horizontal situation indicator. This time it is on a Garmin 1000, but the HSI is exactly the same as a sort of a mechanical one. What we can do to find the VOR, as we saw in the previous video, is rotate this course button until the needle is straight. Well, a quicker way to do that actually is to press the course button, because then it will do it automatically. Look, the needle is straight, I'm flying to it. If I fly this course of 50, which is indicated over here. But that's not what we wanted. We wanted to intercept the north, the 0 radial. Well, in that case, I need to put my needle on 0, or in this case, pure north, because the 0 is not mentioned on the scale. Yeah, that's done. Then we look where the bar is. It's at that side, which means we are going to look at 45 degrees at that side. Well, 10, 20, 30, 40, 45. Well, not to our surprise, if I started at 0, I end up at 45. So all I need to do is change my heading to 45, which I'm going to do here with the heading bug. I'm having the autopilot on. Oh, that is quite a sensitive situation, but yeah, I now got it at 45. Well, let's have a look out of the window, and yeah, the banking has stopped right now, so we can have a look at the map and see what we have accomplished. Well, here we are. Our heading now is 45 degrees, and that is the perfect intercept of the 0 radial of the Bruno VOR.